So the first question is, hi Ailin. First of all, I am so grateful for these videos and the articles on your website that you make. I have shared your channel with my sister and we are both on our detox journey. Oh, that's awesome. For those of you that don't know, I have a lot of articles for you guys on the website. I try to do like an article each week on a topic or a subject, whether it's a disease or a detox question that I hear very often, or like detox symptoms, all those types of things are covered in the articles. So yeah, for those of you that like to read, or some people prefer watching the videos and hearing someone speak, I got you both ways. But that's amazing. I have a few questions and I hope you have the time to answer them. Number one, this happens to me a couple of times a year. I start getting this flashing light on my vision, and when I look at someone's face, I can only see one side of their face because the other side is blocked by this light. Oh wow. The light sometimes has color. You know what? That kind of reminds me of like I don't know, like if you guys have ever tried this, but back in the day when I was younger, like a few years back, I was really dedicated to like my spiritual growth and like enhancing my intuitive abilities, and I was very really trying to like strengthen my clairvoyancy, clairaudiency. I was really into that. So I was trying to develop the skill of how to see auras, because I remembered as a child I used to see auras and colors around people, because I don't know, I was like, back then I thought it was like my imagination or something, but then as I grew to like reading books and learning more about this, certain people that are like spiritually in tune can see beyond this 3 dimension and look at auras and see spirits and like all those things, right? So a few years back I was really trying to like train and focus and like develop this superpower, right? And I started to see the auras again. So you mentioning that kind of brought me back to that. So yeah, I wonder. Okay, the light sometimes has color. Also, I sometimes get this small white silver dot that floats through my vision for a few seconds. This happens sometimes every day, and maybe I should also mention that I have eye floaters. I have personal experience with this. I also used to get that small white little dot, like whenever you focus on it, it kind of like goes away. I used to get that all the time. But you know what that points to? That points to major congestion within the head area. And so acids, see, this type of problem, eye floaters or anything to do like in the vision, in your field of vision, can be two different things. It can be lymphatic congestion in the head area, which is not as serious as the second reason for causing this, and it could be congestion in the head area that has been there for a long time, the acidosis chewing up the tissue of the eye, and then the retina breaking off, retina deterioration, things like that. That's what we don't want. So it would really depend, but either way, you definitely have to dig into your lymphatic system and pull the lymphatic waste from the head area down to the body, down to the kidneys. Since this is dealing with the head, since the eyes are in the head, obviously, I would definitely recommend cleaning out your colon too, because that also is an excellent channel of elimination that allows you to drain the head as well. Okay, so yeah, so that's the first part of the question. Okay, number 2, I've never heard anyone else have this except me and my cousin. My cousin was actually sent to the hospital from school because of this. This has happened to me like twice in my life. So I suddenly noticed that I can't say the things that I want. I know what I want to say in my mind, but my mouth says something completely different. Things that don't make any sense. It is really scary when this happens. I remember the first time this happened, I had only eaten chocolate that day and nothing else. I don't know if you have ever heard of that or if you understand what I mean, but anyways, I thank you. Yeah, I have heard of that. So for those, like I said before, for those that have those upper head issues, you're going to, like in extreme cases like this, you may even have like that separation of like the brain sending signals for you to speak, but then the nervous system is not, it's not like in line with each other. So it'd be interesting to see your eyes for sure. I got something in my eye. It'd be interesting to see your eyes for sure. I'm pretty sure I would find a brain lesion going through the speech area. So, I mean, all this is pretty serious. And it's interesting that you mentioned the chocolate too, because I personally view chocolate as sort of like a neurotoxin. I know that people that have weak adrenal glands, which, let's be honest, almost everyone has weak adrenals nowadays, and this does sound like a younger person, so I can bet everything that you have weak adrenal glands. And so I don't recommend you eating any sort of like stimulating foods, because that can be a trigger to creating problems like this, the nervous system connected to the brain, and then chocolate being a neurotoxin, a stimulant to the adrenal glands, the adrenals connected to the nervous system, so the whole body's connected. Especially that you didn't eat anything that day and then you had a stimulant. It's like people not eating anything all day and then they start their day off like they drink coffee at night and they just don't eat anything else. That's really harmful and taxing to the adrenal glands. The fact that you're not eating all day and then the fact that you have a stimulant on top of that can definitely create a reaction like this. I've seen it all the time. Back in the day, for me personally, it used to be anxiety attacks. I would not eat all day. I would have something very crappy, junky, like coffee or chocolate, or what are those things called? Energy drinks with taurine. Oh, that would create anxiety within me. It was really bad. So yeah, how I would fix this is you have to start eating fruits to start relieving this congestion up in the head area, okay? So I don't know what your diet is like, but you should start your day off with the most astringent fruits possible. So out of all the fruits, right? Out of all the fruits that there's oranges and lemons and limes and grapes that are most powerful for digging into the sinuses and digging into the head area and the neck area and the chest area. All that pulls down, and then you can see the sediment coming out of your urine when you check for kidney filtration, things like that. Also, for a case like this, you would want to see classic signs of elimination, right? Expectoration of mucus. So through the nose, through coughing, through sneezing, through all those things, coughing of mucus especially is key. So yeah, and on the herbal side, if you want to do this right, I would recommend a brain and nerve formula for sure, an adrenal gland formula, upper circulation formula, and lymphatic and kidney, of course. Lymphatic and kidney are the basics. GI broom to clean up the colon. But before you go on the GI broom, definitely go in with the raw diet and make sure that your bowels are moving 3 times a day before you go on the GI broom, because the GI broom is pretty aggressive. And then, there is the eye wash tincture, the eye health tincture that you can use as an eye wash that can actually get rid of floaters inside the eye and on top of the eye. So you can lymphatically clean the eye with the eye wash, just by putting it in like a little cup with some water, and then you knock it back, and then you let it absorb for a few seconds, and then you can take it out. But all this has to be fixed internally. So doing everything else that I mentioned, you can do the eye wash tincture as an extra thing just to improve your vision, but it has to be addressed internally, okay? So get rid of mucoid plaque, see kidney filtration, expect to see detox symptoms as much as possible. That's very important to for you to know that you're headed in the right direction. And on top of that, I would add to what I said before with the detaching of the retina, which is very possible with acids, and connective tissue detachment is never good. That can cause what you're experiencing, right? I would then go on a parathyroid formula to strengthen the parathyroid gland to increase calcium utilization, because in the presence of acids, calcium is leached, tissue is deteriorating. That's very possible. So in order to rebuild tissue, which is what you may want to do at the same time with this case, you would take a parathyroid formula on top of that. Let's see what else. Yeah, I think we covered as much as we possibly could with the information that you gave me. But I know it can be very scary experiencing these things, but you have the power. Remember, you have the power, you know? So like, if you want to get better, don't eat things like chocolate too often. Don't go through long periods of not eating with, you know, I'm pretty sure you have adrenal weakness. You know, for all of you guys that are going to write questions in, try and include more symptoms so that I can piece more of the puzzle pieces together, so I can get a clearer picture of what's going on in your body, right? But for you to see if you have a parathyroid weakness, check to see if you have symptoms like spider veins or varicose veins or depression or scoliosis or you know, like wrinkly or sagging skin, or if you've ever had a hemorrhoid or hernia. Things like that, rigid fingernails, things like that point to a parathyroid gland weakness. And so if you have any of those mentioned, then you know you want to address that gland, okay? So yeah, and then as far as like the colors that you may be seeing, like when you look at people, it might be that you're a very spiritual person that's opening up to seeing auras, or it might be a combination of both, you know, it might be a combination of both. So yeah, that's what I have to say. And get outside. Get outside, let full spectrum lighting do its magical healing on your eyes. I don't recommend like staring into the sun, like sun gazing. Don't do that, especially if you have acidosis in your eyes like you do. Don't do that. But making sure you get just natural light, go outside every single day, is really useful to maintain eye health. So yeah, thank you for your question. That was awesome. I really liked answering that question. If any of you guys out there are dealing with something serious, a serious issue, serious illness or disease, come to me. There's no time to waste when it comes to issues like this that we spoke about in this video. Time is of the essence. The longer acids stay in your body, burning up the tissues, the worse disease conditions become. And you never want to wait around for something worse to come. You want to nip it in the bud. You want to address it right away. You want to get your health back, no matter what, starting today. Okay guys, so if any of you want to work with me one-on-one, you can go to www.spirittropicalhealing.com and look at the services tab on my website and see what service you're interested in, and we can get you started on your healing path. And I'm so proud of all of you. I'm really proud of everyone that writes into me saying that they're healing up their health issues and all these symptoms are going away, and it just makes me so proud of all of you. I'm really excited what all of you guys are accomplishing. So kudos to all of you, and yes, I love you all. I will see you next week. Take care. Bye.